We are live at ACC Media Days from the Hilton, Uptown, downtown Charlotte, North Carolina. Jalen, I know you are excited. ACC Media Days is in the air. Football is in the air. We just heard the Commissioner's Forum from Commissioner Jim Phillips. How you feeling today, brother?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. It's a beautiful morning. We just stepped outside for a minute just to chill. It was nice outside. We listened to Commissioner Phillips talk to his AI-generated voice. It sounded like he said lots of good things. Did you take a shot at some conferences when he was saying like he want his contenders to play like tougher schedules and stuff like that? He mentioned like non-conference schedules and everything, and how they was like.
You can't hear? Keep talking. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Yeah, but he mentioned like certain non-conference schedules and everything. It was like I think he said that they finished within the top.
Your microphone?
Yeah.
Is it plugged in? Yeah, I don't see his. I don't see the nano. Unplug it and plug it back up. We're having a little technical difficulties. Give us a moment. No. It's not showing up. It's not showing up inside of the OBS. It was earlier. You trying to unplug this joint? It's this one right here. Unplug it from the back of the computer and plug this joint back up. That's my fault. That's something I should have checked. I think this joint got a short in it. Amazing. Alrighty. Yeah, this joint not snug. It's not snug at all. But how's everybody doing? We're trying to figure out these technical difficulties. We're going to always work through them. That's what we do. It is not showing up, bro. It was just showing up a second ago. How you turn it off? I just turned it off, right?
No, this is like.
Oh, yeah, that's the pattern.
This the mute and everything.
Oh. There's no way to physically turn this joint off. Alrighty. Fun. Yeah, this joint not. It's not snug. Because we were trying to get the wireless mic to work. Let me see something. Let me see if we can go. Let me see the wireless mic, brother. Let me see if we can hook that up. Let's see if you can grab that joint. All right. Well, anyway, I'll give my impressions while we figure out what's going on with Jalen. Mike, I'll give my impressions so far. Jalen asked a grand question. He was asking, like, hey, do you feel like, it was kind of subliminal shots taken at other conferences because of the parity? I think, when you think about everything that Commissioner Phillips said while he was up there on the forum, I think the overarching thing for me was that, hey, the SEC plays the toughest schedule, the ACC, but of course that non-power game against a stronger conference in the Big Ten or a stronger conference in the SEC. Of course, I think that's what's going to lead the strength of schedule. We also seen a great amount of parity in the ACC last year. We saw Duke win the conference championship. Miami did make the playoff, but they weren't even in the championship. I think that's what led to the new quota for the automatic qualifier for the conference championship game, kind of the tiebreaker that they were talking about. We're going to continue to work through these issues. I just wanted to talk a little bit more. Whoa. Okay. It's here. It finally showed up. We're good. Talk. We should be good.
Okay, we should be good now.
We're good. Hey, man, that's how you work the word. You can just set that joint back up. So make sure it's facing you. All right. Can you hear Jalen, creative director Mike?
All right. So we was talking about but the non-conference schedules and everything, and straight to schedules, and how maybe he was taking subliminals at other conferences and everything. And what did he mention about, like, he wanted like championship contenders to kind of have like a harder schedule, different schedule when it comes to like non-conference games? Because I just want to do my research.
Yeah. So he says, huh? Oh, can you turn that joint up? Oh, there's no volume indicator on there. I got you. We're good. We're live, baby. Yeah, I'm gonna pump up the volume. Give me a second. Yo, what? Talk now, Jalen. You should be good.
Yeah. So, I was checking Miami's schedule. They don't really have a.
Just keep talking.
Oh, they don't really have a great non-conference schedule. I checked it. I mean, they play Florida A&M. They play Central Michigan. If I'm not mistaken, Notre Dame is the other non-conference game, which I guess that's the difficult non-conference game he was talking about. But I was expecting maybe 2 more Power 5 teams on the schedule, not Florida A&M and Central Michigan. Like Notre Dame, yes. But also, we saw y'all play Notre Dame last year. But I kind of get it at times. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I did see that they start out early in ACC play. So that is something a little bit different because lots of schools, normally start out 3 non-conference games. We don't start out with conference games and everything. But yeah, I just thought that was kind of funny. But he ultimately did a good job of saying what he needs to say. He promoted the ACC really good. He mentioned how they made the highest jump in viewership out of any conference, 68%. He mentioned the revenue that's gotten better. He mentioned in every sport that's gotten better. He mentioned something about 2014. Was he talking about the college football playoff at that time?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because I don't think it directly said the college football playoff, but I thought he was talking about the college football when he mentioned 2014. Now I know he said that would be perfect. If I'm not mistaken, he basically said like that would kind of be perfect for them, but would it be perfect for college football?
No, I think he thinks it's perfect for college football as well. Like, of course, there's other conferences. He said whether it's 16 or 24.
Yeah.
He said he's more on the lines of 24. And I want to shout out the ACC because one thing you saw when they had their spring meetings in Florida, you saw unity. You saw complete unity. You saw all coaches speak out and support the 2014 college football playoff. You see the commissioner support the college football team playoff. We didn't quite see that with the SEC. Normally, the SEC is really button up. They have one thought process. We didn't see that with the SEC this past year's spring meetings. As a commissioner, it is your job to be the greatest brand ambassador for your conference. He did that. He talked about the World Cup and how the ACC has more athletes in the World Cup than anybody. He talked about the ACC in the whole cities. And you know what? You mentioned something earlier, and I think you're correct. We're kind of like having the right with, hey, we play a tough schedule. We only got 1 team in this past year. Year before, we got 2 teams in because there's no way you can watch the 2024 ACC Championship. I have that badge on now, by the way. It's one of my honorary badges I have on right now.
SMU was cheated.
Yeah, SMU versus Clemson, and you had to put Clemson in because of the AQ.
Yeah.
And, you couldn't keep SMU out because they lost no regular season games in the ACC. So I think that we have gotten to a point where it's like, all right, 12, this is what we're sticking with. But if your parameters are strength of record, if your parameters are strength of schedule, how do you look at those 2 things and keep more ACC schools out? Because, if you have great parity, then that means great parity means greater strength of schedule, means greater strength of record. So,
and speaking of strength of schedule and everything, I did like the fact that he mentioned the tiebreaker for the ACC championship game. He mentioned 10,000 different databases that they use, scenarios that they use, outcomes and everything to decide the tiebreaker. I thought that was pretty cool. Because he mentioned how they include strength of schedule and a couple other things. But
It was a couple other metrics that they included.
Strength of schedule was the big one that like stuck out to me whenever he was talking and everything. So yeah, I actually enjoyed that idea. I'm interested to see if it actually plays out this season. It really could, depending on how the ACC plays out. I mean, right now, many people are suspecting Miami to be the front runner and probably to outright win the ACC. But we saw them last year be the front runner, and they ended up they didn't end up participating in the championship game, right?
No, it was UVA versus Duke.
Yeah.
Great game, went to overtime. Duke ultimately won the championship. Of course, did not get a bid to the college football playoff, and that's how we saw 2 G6 programs make it into the field last year of the 12-team college football playoff. So there was a lot talked about as well. Go ahead. I think you're about to say something else.
Yeah, so that scenario very could well play out this year. Like I said, Miami has proven that they can't close out the ACC back-to-back years, actually. Remember, they had the chance with Cam Ward. All they had to do was beat Syracuse. Couldn't do that. So, and I promise you, I'm not dogging on Miami. It's just things that happen. But, yeah, I mean, you look at SMU potential. I think Virginia Tech, the way they schedule aligned, the way their roster is aligned, it could potentially win the ACC. People have Pitt win the ACC. I think UVA is a sneaky contender as well. So I know lots of people are also high on Clemson. I feel like Clemson is also getting the brand tax.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So there's also that. But yeah, so we could see that scenario very well play out this season.
Yeah, so I think it's one of those things where with Clemson, I want to wait and see. But the team to me that I think that can compete with Louisville right here, I'm sorry, I already said that. They compete with Miami right here, right now is Louisville. I think when you look at Jeff Brom, his ability to coach, the discipline that he coaches with, I always bring up the story where Miller Moss almost threw an interception in a game versus Miami that they weren't ultimately able to win. When Miller Moss came to the sideline, Jeff Brom ripped him an absolute new one. And I think in this era of college football, that being a player's coach no longer works in this era, like that Urban Meyer style of coaching. That doesn't work in this era. You need tyrants. You need sickos. We saw that Mario Cristobal, the moment that they entered the college football playoff landscape last year, it was a switch. You saw him, he was locked in. It was a different Mario Cristobal we seen, and he almost won the whole damn thing. Craig Cincinnati, 2 years in the Big Ten has had nothing but success. He went 16-0. I think Jeff Brom fits that mold of those kind of sickos that we have at the head coaching ranks. I think the getting Lincoln Conholtz has been absolutely amazing. There is a reason to believe, there's a reason to be excited for ACC football this year. And speaking of which, we got a slideshow for everybody. We're going to go team by team. We're going to go about Florida State. I want you to talk about Florida State, your outlook on Florida State. We know that seat is very hot for Mr. Mike Norvell this upcoming year. Should it be? We don't know. We're talking about a few years removed from them being the best team in the ACC unequivocally. It wasn't even close what they did that 2023 college football season and still admitted from the college football playoff. We're going to pull that up and talk to me about that, Jalen.
Oh, we're talking now? Okay. Yeah. I didn't know the slide. Yeah. So right now, Florida State down season last year. Started out hot, beat Alabama, had them ranked in the top 25. I don't remember the game that they lost. Was it Virginia?
There was a game
that was kind of like started the.
Was it Pitt?
It might have been.
I think it was Pitt. It
was like an overtime game.
I think it was
Dude
Pitt.
got the game-winning touchdown, like the back left corner of the end zone.
Last year was weird because if you remember in
they started out like 3-0.
Like the preseason before the season started, right? We saw Tommy Castellano say that they were ready for Bama, right? Yep. And we like, yo, you sure about that?
Clowning them. I for sure was clowning. I'm like, man.
And then it happens, right?
Yeah.
And after that, but it wasn't that they beat Alabama. It wasn't just that they beat Alabama. It was the physicality that they beat Alabama with. And they pumped Alabama. I thought they pumped the wide receivers and Ryan Coleman Williams and everybody else. Jeremy Bernard and Isaiah Horton showed up, of course. But when you saw that on August 30th, 2025, you looked at this team and say, hold on, wait a minute. Mike Norvell might be back. We're seeing the the Gus Malzahn experience worked as offensive coordinator. So think about how you felt during that day, and then think about how you felt after the season as they started to put losses together. The Miami game, the score was closer than the game indicated, but that was a physical beatdown by Miami.
Yeah.
So talk to me about that game, how you felt on August 30th after they beat Alabama, and then onward, and how you feel after the fact.
Yeah, that was a surprising game. I was not expecting that. I don't know if you remember, I didn't get to actually watch that game live. I had to rewatch it.
Fall weddings, ladies and gentlemen. This guy.
I had to rewatch it.
Hold on. I gotta put the camera. Will the Mellow Ball say? Hold on. Put the camera on this guy. This guy was at a wedding in the fall. No fall weddings, ladies and gentlemen. But continue your story, brother. We're gonna put this image back up.
Yeah. So I looked at the score. I'm like, man, I want to say FSU jumped out to an early lead. Then I'm gonna start fighting back. But FSU ultimately won the game. And I was surprised. I was like, oh, okay, like, dang, like, I look stupid. Down Tommy Castellanos like that. I wasn't expecting that at all. So, next thing you know, I think they jump out to a 3-0 start after that. 3-0 or 4-0.
It was 3-0.
And then I think they eventually lost, and they kind of started the slippery slope. And it was like, okay, this team is who I actually expected. And then you look at the season before that, what was that, like 2 wins?
Yeah, that was the DJ. Yeah, he was the quarterback that year. The offensive coordinator that I liked so much served a suspension the first few games. Remember they lost to Georgia Tech in Dublin?
I do, yeah.
Brett Key has the famous mantra, run the ball, that happened that game. So how do you feel about Coach Norvell? I think he's an outstanding coach. I think he's done more with less at times, but I think we haven't seen kind of
the consistency
at the quarterback position. If we're being honest, we just haven't seen it. And maybe running the ball, yeah. So is this the hottest seat in America? There's a bunch of hot seats in America. Is this the hottest seat in America?
I would say Luke Fickell was up there.
They just gave him an extension. Okay, apologies for the background noise. Is it bad? Okay. Oh yes, we're live at Radio Row. Mike can show you guys where we're at. So so apologies for that if you're here.
Even though Luke Fickell just got the extension, he's one bad season away from probably still maybe being cut. I don't know. Maybe I just sound like no. Maybe it'd be like, oh, ain't no way they come
I think the hottest seat in America is a team that I adore. I go to their season credential member on the field for the Maryland Terps. I think the hottest seat in the
Mike Locksley.
I think Mike Locksley has the hottest seat in America.
I'm surprised he's still there. What about? Okay, his seat ain't hot because he has championships. But a team that's going to be here, Clemson, Dabo Swinney. Should his seat be hot?
No.
It shouldn't?
No. I'm going to tell you why his seat shouldn't be hot. Granted, I know what the conversation is going to be, so we got to go back for me to honestly, answer this question. After the down 2022 year, I believe it was.
I think it was.
Was that Cade Klubnik's freshman year?
Yeah.
All right. So after the down 2022 year, we saw Brandon Streeter get removed as offensive coordinator.
They brought in.
Then they bring in Garrett Riley as the offensive coordinator. I'm like, it's an air raid. We saw it hit kind of the pinnacle of success in 2024. You look at the return of production, and you look at what this team could do. I said, hey, this is a championship team. Remember how they came in here and they did a show right there, back there. We see them two gentlemen at. That's when they did their show last year, when they didn't even come to Radio Row. They just stood outside of Radio Row, looking like the Jackson 5. The stars are here, and the stars are aligned. So down, we went through Brandon Streeter. I thought he was a damn good offensive coordinator, one bad year. Garrett Riley, I thought he was a damn good offensive coordinator, one bad year. So he goes to somebody he's familiar with during the Charge Boyd days, and Chad Morris, and it has to work. But the reason why you can't fire Dabo Swinney is this. Dabo runs the cleanest program in America. Dabo has the highest graduation rates of a college football program in America, the highest GPAs in America. You can't fire a coach that bring you that and 2 national championships. He decides when he wants to go, in my opinion.
Don't run in this kind of football era.
Right.
You got to be dirty. You got to play dirty. You got to be dirty.
Yeah, like Pete Golden. like Pete Golden, bro. And if I could ask Dabo one question, it would be surrounding the other situation.
Hats off to him for trying to stay clean in this era of college football where people like other coaches, like Ole Miss head coach, trying to hit up other players and everything, preferably linebackers. Like, hey, come to my team.
What's your buyout? You got 14 bricks in that bag?
Yeah, But back to Mike Norvell, I don't want to say he's the hottest seat. He's he's on the hottest seat in the nation, but he might be. I mean, okay, yes, he's one bad start from being done. If he starts out 0-3, he's done.
This was crazy. If that's the case, based on the success he had at Memphis, based on the early success at Florida State, I think he gets a job this cycle. I think immediately, and it might not even be G6. You know what I'm saying? So, because he's a damn good coach. Bad string of luck, and has got him here. And are the resources in Tallahassee as plentiful as they once were?
I want to say yes, because we saw the resources be used after they went to ACC Championship. Okay. The problem is, it just didn't work out the next year.
Okay. I can see that.
He swung and he missed. It just happened.
Let's play again. Okay. So we're gonna pull our image back up. Give me the floor and the ceiling for Florida State this year. Turn production pretty good. SP Plus rating is pretty good. They got New Mexico, then at SMU September 7th versus Mike SMU. Then they're Idle. Bama. Remember last year? Yep. They came to Tallahassee. This year they got to go to Tuscaloosa, Central Arkansas, UVA, Louisville. This string of games is crazy. Clemson, BC, Pitt, NC State, Florida. So we look at their schedule. Give me their four. Give me their seven.
So the schedule again? Yeah, just so I can. So I see win, loss, bye week, loss, win, potential loss, loss, bye.
That can be close.
They can.
At home.
They can beat Boston College.
They will beat Boston College.
I don't think they'll beat Pitt.
Not at Pitt.
NC State is a toss-up. And then Florida, it's also a toss-up.
We don't know who the starting quarterback is.
Yeah.
Jamil Jones and Aaron Follow, so that's...
So I can see it potentially the floor being 5 and 7.
Okay. Does that keep his job?
No.
6 and 6. Or does it have to be a 7 and 6 maybe bowl win?
Or
does it have to be an 8 and 4? You know, with the bowl win.
It would depend. So if you look at the schedule again, it would depend on who the wins is against. If they beat either Miami, Louisville, or Alabama.
Would that matter for the Brass? Because we got some guys, like, think about the coaches carousel, right? BK is available.
Yeah.
Right, you know what I'm saying? That's a job. He's an analyst this year.
But we see the falls in BK already.
Oh, yeah, I think Norvell players. I was just making conversation.
Yeah, but but on the hiring committee, I'm just looking at Brian. We see the falls of Brian Kelly. Yeah. So I'm looking. I'm like, I don't know. Like, but if I'm also on the hiring committee, let's say we go 76, we beat Alabama or Miami. Like, okay. We just gotta stay. We gotta get better next year. So we can get 9 wins again, maybe 10 wins, maybe make it back to the ACC Championship game.
Yeah, because when I look at this as a whole, I look at the schedule and I say, well, let's look at the roster. Is there enough on this roster to compete? Are the powers that be, a la the boosters, donors, making sure that this school has this is a great school. College football is better when Florida State is an elite school. Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed the 2024 season because when I tell you they were outstanding to watch. Keon Coleman, my dog, when he was a dog, was there doing his thing. So to me, it has to be 6 and 6 or better. It has to be that. But the ceiling is high. Yes, because you look at this team, like, there are dogs on this team. There are players on this team that can compete.
Okay, I feel like the ceiling is
Robinson's one of the best receivers in all of college football, bro.
The ceiling to me is 8 and 4.
8 and 4? That's a high ceiling for me.
Yeah, I guess, Coming off the past 2 seasons, yes, it will be a high ceiling.
All right, so that's Florida State. We're going to go ahead and move along to this next team. See how you feel about this. We got the U. The Miami Hurricanes may have the highest ceiling of everybody in college football. Do you agree or disagree? Based on schedule, plus roster construction and production, coaching, because we saw Mario Cristobal turn it on at the end of last year. It was a different Mario Cristobal. It wasn't the same Mario Cristobal, in my opinion. So, can they replicate that? Can I say something that I said to you earlier off camera? I believe that Darian Mensah is a better quarterback than Carson Beck. I think he can be better in this system with Shannon Dawson as the offensive coordinator and that air raid
It
physical
wasn't
style.
crossing back that you said.
I'm about to say it now. I believe in this system. He could produce more than Cam Ward produced in that system. With the players he have around him, Cooper Barkate, Mark Fletcher, Malachi Tony. I look at them, they still got dogs on the defense. I know they sent Mensah and Ruben Bain to the NFL. They still got the kid Bryce Fitzgerald on the back end. I look at this,
Also projected to make a Marquise Life, but I think it's projected also to make a big jump.
So when you look at the team, you say, okay, if we just did blind rosters, right? Let's not look at the jerseys. Let's not look at the coaching. We just look at the rosters. This roster measures up with any roster.
Yeah.
They just have to do their job, and that hasn't always been easy. We saw them lay an egg against Louisville last year. Louisville earned the victory. They laid an egg versus SMU. SMU earned the victory last year. That's what kept them out of the ACC championship, right? So we got a new model for the most deserving for tiebreakers.
Yeah.
What I heard Jim Phillips say, I don't know if you heard this, Duke wouldn't be in that situation again. That's what I heard. Duke ain't gonna be in that situation again. So talk to me about that. Talk to me about Miami and how high is the ceiling. We look at all the programs across America. Who's your top 5 teams in college football right now?
I would say Indiana.
Number 1, as they should be.
I would say Ohio State.
Yeah.
I would say Miami.
Yep.
After that, it gets kind of like entertaining.
Notre Dame, come on. Go ahead.
I don't know how much I trust their defense.
What?
Their defense wasn't good last year.
It'll be better.
It was terrible.
It'll be better. That was when that Chris Ash's first year as coordinator?
Yes.
Okay. You gotta give it time, bro.
But it's like I don't know if I really want to trust that this year.
Right.
Like how much can you really improve that much on defense? You know how much you got to improve to go from bad.
You know why
defense
Notre
to
Dame has a huge upside? You know why Notre Dame has a huge upside to me this year?
Wow.
Well, CJ Carr is one of the best quarterbacks in America. I wasn't on the bandwagon last year. Give me the bandwagon. I'm on the bandwagon this year. But Mike Denbrock is their offensive coordinator. What did Mike Denbrock do in Baton Rouge a few years ago? They passed the ball. They had the number 1 offense in all of college football. Yes. Yes. And Jaden Daniels, he won a Heisman that year. So, when you look at that, and you look at this current team, right? I think the past years, Mike Denbrock said, all right, I don't know how much I trust Riley Leonard, so we're going to run the ball and play outstanding defense, right? And shout out to him for being able to be a chameleon as a coordinator. Last year, you see them opening up a little bit more. I think with the kid Faison, I think with Greathouse, I think Aeneas Williams, not going to be as productive as Darian Price and Jeremiah Love. But when you look at that wide receiver room, you look at CJ Carr, look at people like Todd McShay, who was bigging up him at the Madden Academy. Yeah. I think once you look at that from that perspective, Notre Dame is one of the best teams in America. Now the grand question comes, hey, they're a member of the ACC, right?
Yeah.
What's up with the staying independent? Is this contract? Is this NBC versus ESPN, ABC?
It's basketball, and I guess all the other sports are in the ACC.
It's every other sport except for football.
Those sports need it. Notre Dame football does not need it.
It's simple. So how do you feel about the guarantees with Notre Dame? If they're automatic top 12 team, they're qualified.
Yeah.
You're comfortable with that?
Yeah. But Miami, their ceiling to me is probably around last season. What they go, 13-3?
Yeah, they lost 2 regular season games.
And they all, that's it.
Yeah.
I think it's really about the same. About the same regular season wins as well. I don't know. I feel like he crystal balled last year. He got bailed out because he beat Notre Dame early in the season.
Again, I like that. That was a bar. Looking at the schedule, and you know me, I'm a huge Dick Dicker fan, head coach of Wake Forest. I think he's one of the most unique coaches in all of college football. Can't wait to, when he's here and we meet them in a breakout room. But yes, Stanford, Florida A&M, Wake Forest. Let me double check that schedule. That don't sound right.
They're at Clemson?
Yeah. Double check.
No, you're on the right track, I think. They would be bye week in Florida State, Pitt.
Yeah, this is right.
Carolina,
It's right. So, so I like the schedule, honestly. They're going to win a lot of games this year. And to me, everybody is circling this November 7th game at South Bend.
Yeah.
It's that November 14th game for me. I'm going to tell you why. Manny Diaz has a way of getting the best out of his players. I think Duke does more with less year in and year out, right? Mm-hmm. And when you look at their roster a couple of years ago with Riley Leonard, yes, of course they had Darian Mensah last year. They had Cooper Barcade last year. Really friendly offense, quarterback-friendly offense. But I think when you look at it, as a whole, you get so up for the Notre Dame game. I think they'll wash it through with UNC, no disrespect. That Duke game could be the game where you're like, this is the game that they end up losing somehow, some way, some shape, some form. So you have Miami as the third best team in the country.
Yeah. But
is there a room in which you will listen to them being the best team in the country?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't fully believe Indiana should be ranked number 1 all the time. Why? Because they won that championship last year. It's a new year, new season, new team.
What would you rank their big four in the country? Talking about quarterback, running back, and they got 2 wide receivers.
Talking about Miami?
Yeah.
Probably number 1.
It's number 1 for me.
I mean, they already got the best quarterback. They already got the best running back and arguably the best wide receiver. It'd be a tougher argument than it would be for running back and quarterback, but arguably the best wide receiver.
You're going to argue. He's a true sophomore.
Yeah.
You can certainly argue it. So we about an hour away. Jalen, you got a special interview today. You want to talk about it?
Oh, yeah. So I have...
Good luck. My dog.
Appreciate that. Producer Mike.
Producer Mike making it happen, man. Behind the scenes, as always, man. Shout out to our boy Norvell. Shout out to Nino. Shout out to D Now. Shout out to my boy Boomer. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got Tom Luginbill coming up for an interview. It's supposed to be at 11:30.
I think he's an interesting personality.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna bring the energy today, brother.
Yeah. I'm excited to ask him because I think me and you talked about it. He was a player, he was a coach, he's an analyst now. Those things all intertwine. I wonder how those things help him as an analyst.
Right.
And I wonder what's his biggest takeaway from all those thoughts, as a player, as a coach, what's been the biggest adjustment going from a player to a coach and then from a coach to an analyst?
I like that. I think that's an outstanding question. I think he'll enjoy answer that question because you wear different hats. It's not you want to approach it the same, but you can't approach it the same.
Now, I want to ask him, what's the funniest, what's the best part about each job?
Right.
I mean, of course, as a player, you get to play, but as a coach and as an analyst, especially as an analyst, because it's a lot different than being a coach and a coach, because you're not involved anymore with the team, really.
You kind of, as media, you're not liked in a lot of rooms, but you get to have safe conversations, and keep it moving. So I think he'll enjoy that. Coming up at 1:30 on Governor College Football a little bit later, I'm going to be interviewing Mr. David Epps of the Peach Bowl. Really excited to talk about him for a myriad of things. One of them is, imagine every year you had one Super Bowl, and you can't mess up that one day out of an entire year. That's what it's like working in that environment. Every day you're building layers upon layers upon layers to attend an event. So I can't wait to have, one, a grand conversation with them about it, and 2, also, CFB Nation needs to be at the Peach Bowl next year. So of course we're going to have that conversation as well. So that's some interviews coming up. We're going to also go to the breakout rooms. We'll get some interviews from the breakout rooms as well. But Jalen, let's play again. It's game time, brother.
Actually, I want to start.
Go ahead.
Start bench cut. Brett Lashley, Jeff Brown, Pat Narduzzi.
I'm starting Jeff Brown. I am cutting Brett Lashley. I mentioned Pat Narduzzi. Jeff Brown is probably my favorite coach in all of the ACC. I love his approach. Pat Narduzzi's a really good guy. We follow each other on Twitter. Every time I've ever asked him a question in the auditorium, he's been extremely pleasant, and always thanked us for that. And then Brett Lashley's just quarter string. I don't got no beef with him. I know Mike got beef with me now that I done cut his boy Brett Lashley, but
But you didn't cut his boy Kevin Jennings. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's start now.
All right.
Start.
Hold on. What would it be for you?
Oh, same.
That's what.
Yeah, start Jeff Brown. I guess I would actually be start assistant cut.
Okay, start
assistant.
I like that.
Yeah,
start assistant fire. I like that.
Then Pat Narduzzi to be assistant. Actually, you know what? Brett Lashley,
the assistant. I think a little bit more X and O's.
Yeah, and then Pat Narduzzi fire.
Okay, fire my boy Pat, man. But I'm not gonna lie, I was a little upset with my brother after What was it, the Notre Dame game?
Yeah.
He said, we can lose this game by 80. And proceeded to try to lose the game by 80.
But that's the game where
they were running wild, bro.
Yeah.
It looked like Bo Jackson and
they had
Tecmo,
like 3
bro.
turnovers in like the first half.
He said, don't matter if we lose this game by 80, bro. It was bad, bro. What's your next one, brother?
Okay. So let's go what is it? Start. I'm gonna just say start bench cut. Darian Mensah, CJ Bailey, Kevin Jennings.
Why you do this to me, man? Why you do this to me? Because I'm gonna piss some people off here, man.
People
Yeah.
by who?
A lot of people. I'm starting CJ Bailey.
Oh wow.
The upside to CJ Bailey is incredible. I remember when Georgia Tech was red hot a season ago. CJ Bailey was the one to kind of cool them off a little bit. He's got that prototypical size arm. I think he consistently does more with less. And of course, my backup will be Darian Mensah, and I'll have to cut. Man, see, you about to have the creative director, Mike.
So you gonna cut Kevin Jennings?
Yeah, and Mike about to cut my mic off, man. He about to mess the stream up. Cause you trying to be funny, man. Stop it, bro. What would you do? Pause.
I would start Mensah. Right now, I would start Mensah. I would bench Jennings. And I would cut CJ Bailey sad. The upside of CJ Bailey, though.
You cutting CJ Bailey, cuz?
Yeah. The upside, I would rather.
No. What you not gonna do? What you not gonna do is cut CJ Bailey. That's what we not gonna do, bro. Why would you cut CJ Bailey? You got to explain that to me, brother. You got some explaining to do.
Kevin Jennings' body of work.
Of course,
is better than CJ Bailey.
100%. He's done more. Yes.
And I feel like in situations, I just kind of trust him a little more, especially against upper echelon teams. You watch CJ Bailey against Notre Dame, who throw like 2 or 3 interceptions.
Continue, bro.
So I would trust Kevin Jennings in that situation more than CJ Bailey. I would trust Darian Mensah in that situation more than CJ Bailey.
Shout out my dog Kevin Jennings. Y'all probably wonder why we laughing. You just gotta know what's that? What else called it?
But
Hey, that goes chip.
So yeah, that's just the way I want to say. But like, I would if I'm drafting, I'm drafting CJ Bailey over Kevin Jennings. If I'm an NFL GM, I'm drafting CJ Bailey over Kevin Jennings.
Okay, I understand.
I almost want to say I draft him over Darian Mensah, to be honest with you.
This is real deal. He is. He really is. He's gonna put up a lot of stats. All of those 3 of those quarterbacks are amazing.
I'm turning more into a CJ Bailey guy than I am a CJ Carr guy. On a CJ Carr, okay, I like CJ Carr. Great player. He tries too much to save the play when it's already dead. And it caused him to throw some interceptions last season.
Freshmen do what? Like, they make mistakes, mental mistakes.
He was a redshirt freshman up.
Doesn't matter. If you're not seeing the field, brother, it does not matter. But to attain that intel and that knowledge, to play in the game now, this year, he'll be more proven in the system. He'll understand the system. He'll be able to trust the system. And I tell you, he's going to put up some numbers this year. I truly believe that he's going to put up some numbers this year. So there's no doubt in my mind about that one. Keep it coming, though, bro. You're doing a great job with these questions. You're really making me think, and I don't like that, bro.
So I actually want to know now, because you somewhat arguably, right? Who will finish with better numbers this season? Malachi Tony or Jeremiah Smith? Even though I know this is ACC Media Days, but we're talking about Malachi Tony. And it's tough to account for Jeremiah Smith because he has.
The answer is Cam Coleman, but we're not going to go there just yet.
I almost want to do start bench cut now. Cam Coleman, because Cam Coleman's getting cut. In my start bench cut now.
Oh, okay. Well, you go play wide receiver. With Peyton Thor and Jackson Arnold to see what you get, bro.
I play Ron DeGore. That's the reason why I transferred.
So you see what you get there, but to answer your questions, people are not going to understand what it's like to have a complimentary receiver that your quarterback is comfortable with. Cooper Barkate is going to ease the tension for Malachi Tony. Will that eat into some of his, his touches? I'm not sure.
It's also different. Malachi Tony is much smaller, more agile. They they move him around.
But they get in the ball in various ways,
exactly.
and stuff like that. So that's
like it's different because sweeps can count as passes, I guess sometimes.
I think I'll answer it like this. Maybe people deem this as politically correct, but this is honestly how I feel. Jeremiah Smith will have more catches, more yards. Malachi Tony will have more touchdowns because he'll just find a way to get the ball a little bit more.
Yeah,
that's a great question.
Yeah.
I think he's primed for a really big year, but Ohio State, if Jeremiah Smith wants to get that second championship because he's going to be in the draft next year.
He is.
So if he wants to get that second championship in Columbus, he's going to have to produce this year.
Yeah, he's going to be.
And we don't know who the second guy's going to be.
Mike Henry, right? Mike Henry, right? Is that his name?
You talking about Ohio State wide receiver?
Ohio State, yeah.
Yeah, well, it could be, what's his name? Ennis?
Brandon Ennis.
Brandon Ennis. It could be, CJ Henry, right?
Yeah.
Is that what he goes by?
Yeah, Chris Henry. I said Mike Henry.
Chris Henry. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. It's going to be more on Jeremiah Smith, but he's going to see more roll coverages than he's seen in this entire Ohio State career.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting. Malachi Tony definitely could have another season.
One thing we should mention before we move on from that, Arthur Smith loves tight ends. That's all I'm going to say.
He does. Jonnu Smith was a big part of his offense at Tennessee. I do
love that. He love that pass action going to the tight end. He's like he a Jalen type coach. PA power role.
And then when he went over to whatchamacallit?
Was it Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh, yeah. I want to say it might have been Pat Frymouth. But Pat Frymouth was also just good.
Yeah. He was real good. You got one more start bench cut?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, those are really good. We're gonna play one more game. We are getting close to the top of the hour, about 18 minutes away from the top of the hour. Live here from the beautiful Hilton in beautiful downtown Charlotte. If you haven't been to the city before, we love this city. We come for 2 reasons. Well, sometimes 3. The main reason we come for here is ACC Media Days. We had American Media Days here. Next year we do have an announcement to make. If you guys don't know, we are going to ACC Media Days, which is less than 5 days away. We'll be at American Media Days in Tampa.
Monday, right?
It starts on Monday. We'll get down there probably Friday. Early Saturday morning. So I'm going to name a team. Give me the first few thoughts that come to mind. Play a game like me and Jalen are huge. Everybody hates Chris fans. Remember the episode Chris Rock was on? And he said, "I'll give you a word."
Yeah. The first thing that comes to mind, and then he starts saying the same thing as him. And then
then they start playing the Dozens after a while.
Yeah.
All right, talk to me about Florida State. What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Florida State, first thing that comes to mind is man. Like, they're just the average team. They're just a mad team. I don't really look at them as contenders. I don't think they're going to be bottom dwellers either. They're just an okay team that could finish 6-6. I told you 5-7 was my floor.
Right.
I see that more realistic than their ceiling as an 8-4 team, maybe a 7-win team. I see the 5-7 more realistic. I see a 4-7 more realistic than anything. So. Yeah, that's mine.
For me, there was a time period that I never believed I would see a better college football player than Peter Ward. For Florida State, it's simple. With story of Ward, that team, you can't tell the story of college football without talking about Florida State, right?
Yeah.
And that run, what was it, like a 13-year run? They have that may never be broken, but they was like AP top 10 or something like that for 13 years. So
under Bobby Bowden, right?
Yeah, under Bobby Bowden, the great Bobby Bowden. So for me, it's restored more for Florida State, in my opinion. All right, talk to me about Miami. What's the first few things that come to mind when I mention Miami?
Contenders. And I want to say choke artists. Can't happen this year.
Wow. I love it. Explain. Go for
Can't
it.
happen this year. I told you, crystal ball last year. He just got away with it because the college football playoff, because they beat Notre Dame early in the season. That's why he got away with it.
I don't agree with you. You know, normally I agree with you, but I don't agree with you.
That's what happened. They beat Notre Dame. They got away with it. Mm-hmm. They got away with it. They got away with Murray. Mm-hmm. It happened.
But they performed in the CFP.
They did.
They went two.
But they still crystal ball. It's just the fact that they Notre Dame, they beat Notre Dame, so they got in, and so it made it look better.
They went to College Station.
They did.
Marcel Reed and that very hot team from the SEC did not produce a touchdown. Mm-hmm. Right? And then after that, was it Ohio State? Who looked like the best team in the country for probably, let's say, 80% of the season?
Yeah.
Handled business with Ohio State, made them look pedestrian. Up next was Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, yep.
They beat really good teams, so yes, come on, you know how I feel, bro. So you know if I'm saying this is real. So to me, if we get that coach that we saw in the playoff, look TF out, because that guy was locked in at a different level.
So does it concern you that we didn't get that coach all season?
No.
Wow.
It doesn't. To me, it doesn't concern me because sometimes you don't know you can tap into that. Sometimes you have to think about it. On those great Oregon teams, how many big games did they play in? They didn't, other than going to Columbus. Yeah, going to Columbus. Yeah. So going to Columbus, they beat them in the regular season, and then we just seen the quarterback let down.
We also had like Utah, those Utah games where he lost too.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like for the magnitude of the college football playoff. So you got conference games, you got conference championship games, you got big regular season games, and then you have the college football playoff.
The Utah games were the big regular season games.
Right,
and the
right.
Pac-12 championship we lost.
Right. But you learn as a coach. You remember the debacle at Georgia Tech. He's not that same guy.
Oh, he's not.
His ability to recruit. We gotta think like, you know. I mean, hell, I think Manny Diaz is an outstanding coach, but he didn't produce the same results that Mario Cristobal produced.
No.
So I think if they can build off of that last year, and sometimes it's who you have around you. That's outstanding coordinator. Shannon Dawson's one of the best offensive coordinator in the country. So I think when you look at that, the ability to recruit, you got a guy, Darian Mensah, like, we seen Carson Beck for a stretch there during the playoff, play the best ball he may have played in his career, including his time in Athens. Like, that's what we saw during that time there. So, like I say, I feel you, because I'm a person that agrees in that message as well. But last year, something in the playoffs clicked. Now, during the regular season, when we get a Louisville or SMU, we might just do. We don't know yet, because that did happen.
We will. That's just Cristobal. That's just him. I don't know how to explain it. It's just him.
All right, so let's move along. Let's go. My bad. It's a lot of people here. That's all I'm gonna say. So, we're gonna go to the next team. NC State. What's the first group of words that come to mind?
NC State. First group of words that come to mind. NC State is overachieve. Can they overachieve this year?
Okay.
I feel like many outlets probably don't have them finishing super high in the ACC this year. You do.
What do you think NC State's record is going to be?
I have them finishing like 8.
What you think their record going to be?
So I think NC State record. You was right.
My bad. I was going the wrong way. Oh yeah, we. What you think their record going to be?
So I think they lose to Virginia. That crazy to say?
Go ahead, continue.
Oh. I feel like they rather lost 3 wins right there. Lose to Louisville, beat Wake Forest, beat Stanford, Cal, I don't know, Duke, I don't know, Syracuse, I still don't know.
Let me tell you something. They gonna win. Let me tell you something. This is probably going to be their only loss on the season, and if they have to, it'll be Virginia. They're not going to lose any of these games. They're not going to lose to Stanford. They're not going to lose to Cal at home. They're not going to lose to Duke at home. They're not going to lose to Syracuse at home. They ain't losing at Florida State. They ain't losing at North Carolina. Now, hold on, I need these people to see me right now. I need them to see me. Hey. Here. NC State may be in the ACC Championship. You heard it here first. That's how I feel about NC State this year. So you think they may skip? So what do you... Well, what do you think NC State is, bro?
They're NC State. Like,
You don't trust Dave Darian, cuz?
they're okay team, but I don't think they're contenders for ACC. I look at it, I see SMU as more contender. I see UVA as more contender. I see Virginia Tech as more contender. I see Louisville. I ain't gonna say Clemson, but yeah, like I think I had Pitt ranked ahead of them, and I think I had I don't remember the last team I had. Miami.
I can honestly respect that. To me, it's a couple things that align with me for them. They still have some talent on this roster. I still trust CJ Bailey. Still trust their head coach Dave Dorian. They have been on the cusp for very long. There's been a few years that they let us down.
Yep.
But when you look at that schedule, which is one of the easiest schedules in the ACC, look at CJ Bailey's ability to produce. Yes, we've seen the bad games. Miami, you mentioned the Notre Dame game a little bit earlier. But there was also a game against Georgia Tech where it was red hot. And NC State and CJ Bailey put BTA. So I really think that this team is not getting enough. Like, think about it. Virginia was a team. How many people was talking about Tony Elliott and Virginia coming into last year? I think every year.
Remember, I said they're going to be the best team in Virginia.
You're right. You said that. My fault. But other than Jayla, how many people, and the people in Charlottesville, how many people were talking about Virginia heading into the season last year?
Not too many people, really.
And to think about that, they're a few plays away from winning the conference championship. They had an outstanding season. Like, I think the parity we have in the ACC, do we talk about that enough? That's outstanding parity in the
because
ACC.
it is a lot of parity.
Yeah.
Like, when I was making my power rankings, I'm like, man, this team can finish here, but also this team can finish here. This team, like, interchangeable.
Right.
ACC State falls into that category. I think they're the lower in that category. It's like, you ever seen the tier list, like, S tier, A tier, B tier? They're like B tier, or A tier if we had no, they're like B tier, but if we had, like, the exact order of B tier.
Right. So, I mean, I like that a lot. So, for me, NC State, I think they could be incredible this year. But we felt this before, so I understand your cautious optimism or lack thereof. I truly do understand it. But I think that NC State can make some noise this year. I feel like the ACC and the Big 12 are really starting to mirror each other because Texas Tech is that hefty team in the Big 12, just like Miami is that hefty team in the ACC. But on any given Saturday, Thursday, or Friday.
Wait, hold on. What you say?
What?
What team is in the... Wait, hold on. What's the hefty team in the Big 12?
Texas Tech.
Really, 1 year does that to you?
It's not 1 year, bro. It's the amount of money and the resources that they're willing to spend. Cody Campbell and company have put a great... So, hold on. You sipping the Brendan Sorsby Kool-Aid? You don't think Will Hammond's real deal, brother?
He's okay.
You like Devin Dapier, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, if you watch the game, then you know, like, Will Hammond had a much better game than Devin Dapier did, right? You know that Texas Tech does have the best linebacker corps in the country, right?
Yes, but I don't think that... Live off the hype that they got last year, I don't think they'd do that this year.
They still have the hype. Of course, you got other teams like BYU, and I'm sorry, but ACC Media Days talking about Big 12 teams. But
it just caught me off guard because he's at Texas Tech, and I don't think Texas Tech is all that. Texas Tech act like big dogs, but they're a pool.
Heard that? Well, I was trying to make a parallel, but I'll leave that parallel alone.
Well, I always say they're a poodle.
Yeah.
But they like a little small dog. They barking. Then you uncage both of them. Then you see the big dog. You're like, oh yeah, my fault.
Okay, I hear where you're trying to come from, right? But in terms of the ability to recruit, from the terms of the ability to get players out of transfer portal, when you have a strong boosters, donors, and people willing to put up money to keep top-tier players and to gain top-tier players, to me, that's what matters in this sport. I think that pretty much shows the difference between the haves and the have-nots. You look at the conference like the Big 12, where some schools are probably struggling, right?
Yeah.
But I think if you're willing to put up money in one of those type of conferences, I think you do have the ability to win. But let's go ahead and move along to the next school, UVA.
UVA.
What's the first group of words that come to mind?
Best team in Virginia.
Okay. This year again.
Part 2.
This year again, huh?
But I'm not as confident this year compared to last year. Why? Because it's a guy named James Franklin, who is also usually a guy that you can rely on to let you down in the season. But that's when he's at Penn State. Now he's at Virginia Tech. Now he's at a different team. I don't know if I want to say Virginia is the best team in Virginia, because what James Franklin has at Virginia Tech going, and I know we're talking about Virginia, but I'm gonna get back.
You can bring it back. Yeah. Trust me, they know. They watch it. They know.
I don't know if Virginia can outright just be like the best team in Virginia to me. But they do got Tony Elliott. They do got a great roster. I think they're bringing back top 10 return production.
I believe so. Yeah.
Is it on the graphic?
You said Virginia Tech?
Virginia
Tech is. I'm not sure if Virginia is. Give me a second.
Virginia might be. I want to say they bring back 53% of their roster from last year.
Which in this era is it? Say it again.
CJ.
Oh yeah. That's a.
Might have to triple him out.
That's there go that mama. There go that man.
56. Okay.
That's not bad though. That's not bad.
That's pretty good.
48. In this era of college football, because so much of your team is determined by the what you're able to do in a portal. So
yeah,
that's not bad at all. So that's a great parallel. You can continue, bro.
So I look at it, I'm like, okay. I see that, and I'm like, I'm confident in them once again this year. Can they repeat? Can you show the schedule again?
Yeah, I got you.
So you look at it, NC State, I think is a win. We just talked about that. Norfolk State is a win. West Virginia, that's a win. People, riding that nostalgia train with whatchamacallit. Ain't happy. Yeah. For some reason, I want to say Bob Huggins. I'm like, that's not Bob Huggins. Bob Huggins is a basketball coach. But he also coached at West Virginia. Delaware is a win. Florida State, I think is a win. Syracuse, I think that's a toss-up. SMU, I think that's a toss-up. But I can see a favor where I go Virginia way. Duke, I feel like they beat Duke. I feel like they beat Wake Forest. Cal, I feel like it's a little bit of a toss-up. North Carolina, they beat North Carolina. Virginia Tech is that matchup. I think that could be like a deciding ACC championship game matchup.
I can hear that. I can hear that. So, with UVA, to me, it's just the unknown. I think is the word that comes to mind for me. Because I think Bo Pribula can be a really good, solid option at quarterback if he doesn't indeed be the starter. I like a lot of what I've seen out of him at Missouri.
And if he can't stay healthy, because he did get hurt at the end of last season.
Yeah, so what game was that? Was that the Texas and... I'm not sure if that...
I think that was A&M. It was Vandy, yeah.
It was the Vandy game. He got hurt last year. But you got to like the fact that they brought over Peyton Lewis, stud running back from Tennessee, who didn't get enough carries, in my opinion, last year. I'm not sure why he fell behind on the depth chart. So, Tony Elliott, man, one of the best stories of college football last year. And do you remember the night that Virginia upset Florida State? Florida State was red hot.
That was a Friday night.
The fastest.
Was that Friday night game?
Yeah, that was a Friday night game. The fastest on the field I've ever seen, bro.
My brother's watching that live, and he don't even watch football, so.
What?
Yeah, he don't watch football. He don't watch basketball.
I pity a fool.
He don't watch sports.
I pity a fool.
He say Anthony Edwards fan, but he can't name 5 people on the Timberwolves roster.
Hey, it's a lot of casual fandom.
Yeah, but I remember that I was sitting in the front room. I was just watching it and everything. I was hoping they pulled off the upset because I'm more so for upsets. Unless it's my favorite team or unless it's a team I've really been pushing hard for. So CJ Carr, I don't need the upset. CJ Bailey, NC State, maybe upset here and there. Anything going against Miami, wouldn't mind upset happening. But look at it, I'm like, okay. I was like, man, they really might pull this off. And then I don't know what happened. Went to overtime, didn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it was a damn good game because Virginia controlled most of the game, and then Florida State made a late push, and Deuce Robinson just had one of those great games that people don't talk about enough, but because of and almost made a spectacular catch to win the game too.
Yeah, I remember the field storming happening so quick that like Deuce Robinson dang near didn't get up before
you remember the legendary tweets around?
Yes.
When that happened, bro. Those joints was legendary. Speaking of which, we got some Virginia Tech people. They go, I think Bo Perbula is there. We got Coach Elliott over there. What? You don't hear anything? Okay. Yeah. Hey, Mike, creative director Mike. We need a creative director Mike Cam so you guys can see what we see. But outstanding, man. Outstanding. It's a lot going on around us, so forgive us if we pause for a second because it's just so. Last year we were kind of isolated. This year we're right here in the center of things. So,
people gonna be passed.
Yeah. Might hear a couple excuse me's here or wow, just be patient with us. So, I had a lot of great conversation, Jalen, about the ACC. I loved your thoughts on when we did the one word game and on how we feel about that. But how many teams get into this upcoming 12-team playoff? Do we see the ACC get more than one, like we saw in 2024? Do we see that again? Okay. Keep talking, Jalen.
If Miami,
this ain't got short in it, bro.
yeah, I mean, if Miami, if they lose, they get two teams there. If Miami wins the ACC, they get one team in.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's kind of just that simple. For real. Like that's.
Huh? No. It's not popping up in here. It's a short issue. Like this cable is like. Or you might be hearing it from the computer, Mike. Yeah. It's like it's not showing up, so we just gonna have to get the wireless one set back up. Actually, everybody, we're going to end the stream right here. We're gonna set it back up shortly because we got an interview coming up, but we need to get this right. Appreciate everybody. We're live, 3 full days of coverage. You don't hear me either. You should hear me. Okay. So we're gonna get out of here. We'll be right back. Having some technical difficulties right now, as expected.